Hey there, Scott Paradis here. Haven't seen you in a while. I've been traveling, but I wanted to get back on track with my presentation about the money game. It has been a little chilly here in Alaska. Today it's about 57 for our high in mid-July. Sometimes, interestingly enough, the weather changes mid-July so that we move into fall as we go end of July and into August, and then winter's usually here by October. But I digress. Today, I wanted to talk to you about this idea of how your worldview drives your financial reality. And I'll explain it as we go. The first thing that I want to ask you is finish this sentence. Life happens to you, for you, through you, or by you. Life happens to you. In other words, life happens and we just have to deal with whatever happens. It just comes to us and we are left to pick up the pieces and get through. That's a perspective on life. Or does life happen for you? Are you here for a purpose and it is somehow happening in such a way that you are growing, experiencing, expanding in some way? Does life happen through you? In other words, there's something in your core being that is bringing you to these experiences. That is, this reality that you are experiencing is emanating from you. What you put out, you are getting back. Is it happening by you? Are you the creator of your reality? These are perspectives on life. This will help inform this worldview discussion. So think about that as we move forward. Money, as I've talked about before, is not real. By that, I mean it's not a tangible thing. Money is an idea. It's a social construct. It is a social agreement. It's a tool that people created to help facilitate the exchange of value. We assign value. In our case, we allocate value by dollars. We say it's so many dollars, but it's just an allocation of how much we value something when we assign it in an economic perspective with dollars. Fundamentally, all wealth, look around your room, look around the space that you are in. Everything that you see is the creation of a human being they did something. All wealth is a product of human beings doing something. All wealth is the product of people doing things. That's the only thing that matters in the economic sphere, is what people do. Money is just a tool to facilitate the process of people doing things, productive, constructive things for each other. Money helps facilitate that process, but it's just an idea. It's just a bright thought. So we, however, empower money, and then that changes the entire dynamic. You can think of money as a form of energy. Everything in life is energy. Everything's constantly changing and moving. Money is a form of energy. So to be wealthy is to be in the flow of energy. That's when you're going to feel your best. That's when you're going to feel fulfilled, is when you are in the flow of the energy. That is when you are wealthy. So how does our worldview inform our financial reality or drive our financial reality? Worldview informs or drives our financial reality because how we see the world, remember, does life happen to you? Then you are just a victim of circumstance, which is a very popular view. Does it happen for you, which is a different perspective, but then that drives how you see the world and what you do? Does it happen through you? In other words, are you a driver of what's going on in this world, or by you? You are absolutely in control of your reality. So those are worldviews that then generate circumstances which produce results, and that result is your financial reality. Worldview drives our financial reality. There are three primary worldviews. Well, there are 8 billion people on this planet, so there are 8 billion different worldviews, but I categorize those in three different categories. I'll start with the broadest one, which is what most people have at least some of the time, if not all of the time. That is a survivalist worldview. Now, a survivalist worldview is I don't know why I'm here, just somehow I am here in this physical reality, in this time and space. And my mission is to survive. I'm going to survive by whatever means it takes. That is survival of the fittest, dog eat dog, kill or be killed. Everything is a competition. This is a broad world view. Perhaps not the most popular, but it is one that we all fall into at some time or another. This idea of the world is a dark, dangerous place. I am separate from the world, separate from other people, and I am in competition with the environment, with other people, with all the beings and creatures that inhabit this world. This is a survivalist world view. This one is more akin to this. Does life happen? Life happens to you. So now I must respond by surviving by any means that I can. It is a very popular, the base world view. The second worldview is a theist worldview. A theist, God. God created us, put us here on this planet for some purpose. Ultimately, many people believe that purpose is to express life so that we can measure up, so that we can prove we are worthy of returning to God. We are separate from God, separate from each other, and in many respects, still in competition. However, many folks who believe in a theist view say that God expects a moral behavior, has established certain rules of the game. If I'm going to measure up, then I have to live to a certain moral code, which means love thy neighbor. That means to extend the helping hand. That means this idea of getting along with all of these other people. Then through that, I can prove that I am worthy. Together, this survivalist worldview and this theist worldview of us, that we're both these worldviews, we are separate, we are distinct, and in many cases, we are alone against the world. The theist worldview says, I'm here for the purpose of returning back to God. It's a bit of a test. I've got to prove that I'm worthy. Or the survivalist, I'm just going to make it through any way that I can to get to the end. Most people have one of these two worldviews. One of these two worldviews, a survivalist worldview or a theist worldview. Both of those, I am separate from what is. Remember, life happens to me. I have to deal with what happens to me. The third worldview, which is a minority worldview, very few people hold this worldview. It is a holist worldview. This worldview is that you and I are one. All of creation is one. Everything I do affects everything else. Everything else that happens affects me. We are in this together because we are one. We are one and the same. We are experiencing different perspectives of the one creation, the one whole that is our source. Life is not happening to us. Life is happening for us, through us, by us, because we are the infinitely powerful one. This is a minority worldview, but it has very big implications for our discussion of your financial reality. As I've talked before, we're all playing the money game. We are all playing the money game. The money game, what we think of as the real economy, the value creation, is a making game. Most people believe they are playing a making game. The Main Street real economy value creation money game, where we create something of value and bring it to the marketplace, and then we exchange that value with other people who've done productive, constructive things. We're all playing a making game, right? A collaborative making game. Connect, collaborate, and create. However, depends on your worldview. If it's all about survival of the fittest, dog eat dog, kill or be killed, overlaying the making game is a taking game. A taking game, there are no rules. It's whatever I can get away with. So this is the game that is played, what we see in financial circles, which is a get whatever you can by whatever means you can from however else you can so that it can come to me. The taking game is about me, myself, and I. If I'm a survivalist, then me, myself, and I, that's all I care about. If I'm a theist, then, hey, wait a minute, there is a rules that have been established that I've got to play in a more cooperative way. If I'm a holist, taking impacts me as negatively as it impacts the people I take from. We're all in this together. You see the distinction here? Do we create our own reality? Does life happen to you, for you, through you, or by you? I believe it happens for you, through you, by you. So your perspective, how you start, your worldview is the reality that you project out into the world. And that creates the financial reality that you experience. You see what the distinction I'm making here? You are ultimately in control. It's up to you. It's up to you. The hows and wherefores, we'll talk about it another time. But understand this worldview. Do you have a survivalist worldview? Do you have a theist worldview? Or do you have a holist worldview? Survivalist worldview, do whatever you can to get whatever you can. A theist worldview, hey, there are some rules that we need to play by to prove that I'm worthy of reuniting with God sometime in the future. Holist, you are God. You are source. You are the creator of all things. So bring that reality and get in the energy flow. Remember, money is energy. Everything in this experience is energy. So experiencing wealth, experiencing money is just generating the flow. So you get in the flow of energy that we call money. That is wealth. That is this ultimate experience of abundance. That is the ultimate condition of a financial reality, the ultimate positive financial reality. The money game is a game we're all playing. How you see the world, whether you see the world as in competition or in collaboration. Are we cooperating, connecting, cooperating, collaborating, creating? Are we playing a making game or a taking game? All of that is driven by your worldview. So think about your worldview. Are you fundamentally a survivalist at heart? Are you a theist that is relying on some rules of the game that are established by a higher order? Or are you a holist, recognizing that what you get back is what you project? What you get back is what you project. The ideal is to get in the flow of energy. Give, become, reach out, connect, collaborate, create. That's what you're here for, to explore and experience, to learn and grow, to create and contribute. That is what makes the distinction in your financial reality. Your worldview drives your financial reality. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you have to say. Post some comments. Share this video. I want to connect with you. I want to hear your perspective on this. I look forward to seeing you again soon.